For the album, I cut these pieces. I'm going to give you the measurement. I use normal craft cardstock. So I cut one piece of 4 inches by 12 inches. And I cut another piece of 4 inches by 6 1/4. I'm going to attach this, and I use the 1/4 inch tape. It's here somewhere. I use the 1/4 inch tape. Let me just show you. And I'm going to attach this. I think we might as well do this now. And then I'll explain to you the pages. And there we go. Now we need to score this. And with the long side on top, we're going to score at the following measurements. 5 inches, 6.5 inches, 11.5 inches, 11.5 is the last one, and then 1.5 inch at 13, so it gives me 6.5 here. I hope that makes sense. So I scored at 6, 6.5, I scored at 11.5 and 13. Now we can fold these. And this is how the box album will work at the bottom. Very cool. Okay, let's put that aside. And then we're going to work on the pages. I scored most of them already, but just to show you measurements and how to do it, I'm going to score this one. So these pages are 5 by 4. And you will score them on 4.5. and 4 5/8, so only 1/8 further on. Okay, and then we will fold them this way. We fold them on the first line, and then that second line. It's a bit tricky, especially if you're using a cardstock like I'm using. The craft cardstock is quite sturdy, and it will make a box effect, if you can see it from the top. Hope you can see it properly, the box effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold all these pages, there's 10. I'm going to fold them and burnish them, and then I'm also going to ink around all the pages and also the outside of the box. I'll be back. Now it's time to attach these pages to each other. Very simple method. When you open up the flap here, put glue on the inside, and you attach the page on here. So you have your square opening there, and you make sure when you attach that the flap of the next page is always on the outside or towards one side, if that makes sense. So the next page will go in like this, and when you look from the top, you can see it forms the openings between the pages. So again, glue on the flap. It's normally much easier off camera. Here we go. Again, make sure the next page that the flap is on the outside. And so your pages are forming. Very easy. I'm going to continue with the rest of these, and I'll show you how to attach them in the album. Here are the pages all glued together, and you can see the accordion. Very cool. So now you'll see your accordion has the first pages with no flip, and just the last page has a flip. So you're going to attach it to the bottom of the album only on this flip. But what you need to do is make it flat. We don't need the last box, we need it flat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue maybe not on the second page, just on the first one. Okay, and I'm going to lift it like this, and I'm going to put it in there. I hope you can see from the top. It's the easiest way for me to attach them. If you have any other better way, please let me know also. And then I just carefully lift them so that I can burnish down this flap here. Let me open it up completely so you can see. Now your accordion style pages are safely inside the book. And this is what it looked like from the top. And of course we're now going to decorate this with beautiful pattern paper. You can decide if you want to open it like this or this. Obviously it makes sense to put this one on top. So I added the magnets and I put the clamps on and I had dinner in the meantime. And now I'm back and I'm sure they've had enough time to dry. Yes, it seems like that. Okay, I also decorated the pages, all of them, just with normal pattern paper. This will be a gift to somebody. I will not be doing any further decorations on these pages. That is for the new owner to do, their personal choice. Okay, so now I need to cover these insides of the album and then of course the outside. I've decided on this ribbon, sorry, silk ribbon, and I think I don't want too much because I don't want it too bulky on the side here. I think this is more than enough. On this side, maybe on the inside. The next thing I want to show you is I'm going to make a box. I made the 6 small boxes. Let me just show you some of them. I made them already. And I want to make one box that's long enough. When I put these 3 boxes down, that's the same length as these 3 boxes. I don't really like the smaller boxes. You can't fit much into them. But they're part of a advent calendar, so I do like them. They're not easy to work with, but they're cool. Okay, let me show you what we got here. I cut a 7 3/4 by 7 1/4. And on the 7 1/4 size, let me just make sure. I did this yesterday. On the 7 1/4 side, you're going to score 1 3/8, 3 1/8, 4 1/2, and 6 1/4. Then you're going to turn it to the 7 3/4 side, and you're going to score 1 3/8 and 6 3/8. Then I marked on the 1 inch side. This is a smaller side. If you fold it, you'll see this is a smaller side than that piece there. This is the 1 inch part. You will mark these 2 blocks and this side also with crosses. And this I just marked like that so that I can see what I must cut there. These 2 blocks, nothing. So let's start cutting. This one I'm going to cut with an angle. And then I'm going up, cut those blocks away. This block is being cut with an angle, like so. And again, with an angle to the corner there. Make sure you go to the corner because this one, you just cut straight down on the line. Again, straight down on the line. This one with an angle. And again with an angle. Very easy. Let's do that side. We mark that corner and straight down the line. There we got it. Fairly easy. Now we can just start folding. So I'm using paper that's got a right side and a wrong side. Now from here on it's very easy. Your box will fold like this. So easy. So it'll be, if it's easier for you to do one side at a time, I like to start with this back piece here. I apologize for all this background sounds. This is a family home. 3 dogs, 1 cat, 1 very noisy bird. I got the wrong glue here. I got the new glue. It hasn't been opened yet. Here we are. So just a little bit of glue, and I fold it in, and I make sure it forms that perfect square. And the noise you hear behind me is the door, the dog asking to come into my craft room. So let me just open for him. Okay, then I first do this side. Hello Zeus. Hello Zeus, hello, hello. Again, form that perfect square. And that was Zeus letting me know he's not very impressed with me for closing the door. And then we do this side. And now they're going to play. So I'll have to let them go out again. It's a very verbal animal. Here we go. Got the perfect box. And if my measurements is correct, they should be the same width. Fantastic. And if I really did a good measurement job, this will all be the same width. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to decorate the box now. And we are going to decorate the album. I'm first just going to cover all the sides with pattern paper. It makes it more sturdy. And then I'll decide how I'm actually going to decorate the box. So let's start off. I can use this glue. Whatever is at hand, you can use. So you can make this box straight from the pattern paper and not cardstock. The only reason I do this is because it's 2 layers of paper now and it's much more sturdy. So now it's time to get to the outer cover of this advent calendar. So I've done two of 10 by 5.5, 10.5 by 5.5. So I'm using recycled cereal boxes. I'm gifted this by my sister-in-law, Anna. So I did not cover this one, or I did not cut, I already cut the piece, here it is, to cover this top page. But I've decided to do a shadow box, and I'm going to show you guys now how I'm going to do that shadow box. So I'm putting this aside first. This is the cover, the one cover that I prepared, and a 10.5 by 5 3/8. So this will be the background or the back cover, and this will be one of the covers that fold over. And then of course the 2 spines of 10.5 by 2 inch. Already put them on the pattern paper backing, but I will tend to these babies later. I've done some embossing, not exactly very successful, but I learned a long time ago that whatever happens at this table is good enough for me, because it's handmade. Of course it is. So let's add the glue and finish the shadow box. So we put the glue on the end. And we fold it in, and the dogs are playing next door. I'm sure you can hear them. Just fold it in nice and tight. Let's do this side. Exactly the same. We fold it in to form this nice square, and give it a second to. Okay, now these corners that we cut will form that beautiful 45-degree. And it goes just over this, so I always put a bit of glue there on that corner also. Just maneuver it in there and bring this in. And again on those corners there. Just close that lid. And that is it. This is our shadow box. I will decorate the inside. And at least we have a bit of embossing, although not very successful, like I said, but it's there. And this is how far I got, just doing the final finishing touches. So this postcard is glued onto these two, so I'm still deciding if I want to put 2 extra brads in here, but I think that is enough to keep this in place because I don't really want to spoil the postcard part. So let's see. I'm not going to use those 2 brads.